Fievel Goes West. Fievel to the Rescue. From a screenplay by Flint Dill. Story by Charles Swenson. Based upon characters created by David Kirshner. 7-year-old Fievel Mousewitz and his family, Papa, Mama, Tanya, and baby Yasha, were on a train heading west. The Mousewitzes were moving to a place called Green River, and they couldn't wait to get there. They'd heard Green River had lots of cheese, and that out west, cats and mice were friends. But for Fievel, the best thing of all was that Wiley Burp, his favorite Western hero, was top dog and sheriff there. Fievel loved reading stories about Sheriff Burp and the West. And now, when he closed his eyes, he imagined himself being a hero too. As the train chugged quietly into the night, the Mousewitz family fell fast asleep. All except Fievel. He was too excited to sleep. He wanted to explore, climbing past the other mice. Fievel scurried along a high beam and made his way into the next car. Then, hearing voices, Fievel stopped and looked down. Right below Fievel, a gang of cats was listening to its leader, Waul. "We have these delicious mice right where we want them," Waul was saying to his gang. "They believed all our lies about Green River, and once we get there, we'll be so nice to the little critters. They'll help us build a Waul empire and—" He laughed. "Their very own mousetrap." "Mousetrap," gasped Fievel. Waul stopped talking. He had spotted Fievel. "What do we have here?" he snarled, pulling the little mouse off the beam and setting him on the floor. Before Fievel could even answer, Waul had him thrown from the train. The little mouse landed safely on the soft desert sand. "Don't worry. I'll catch up," he called to his family as the train rushed past, carrying them farther and farther away. "I've been walking for miles and miles," Fievel said to himself. "I have to get to Green River and stop Waul." Then Fievel spied a Tumbleweed. He hopped inside and rolled through the desert until he reached Green River. "At last! I'm here," Fievel thought as he tumbled past an old dog snoring in the sun. Fievel didn't know it, but the dog was none other than his hero, Sheriff Wiley Burp. Fievel kept on rolling, right into the center of town. He knew he had to act, and act fast. He had to find Waul. Fievel rushed over to the town square, where an outdoor theater was being built. The little mouse looked around. Cats and mice were working together peacefully. But then Fievel saw Waul standing by some curtains. "Heh, heh, heh," the cat said, laughing quietly. "The theater's opening ceremony will be at sundown tomorrow, and when the official ribbon is cut snap, the mousetrap will be released. The stage will spring up onto the mice and trap them in their seats. There'll be mouse burgers for everyone." "Mouse burgers," said Fievel as he backed away from Waul. "If only Wiley Burp were here. He'd know what to do." "You need Wiley Burp," asked the old dog lying in the sun. Fievel had backed right into him. "Well, Sheriff Burp's right here, under your very whiskers. But I'm old now. I'm dog-tired from leading a dog's life. You find me another dog, though, and I'll help you." Fievel sighed. "I don't know any dogs. All I know is one friendly cat named Tiger, and the last time Fievel saw him, Tiger was in the middle of the desert. But Tiger had decided to come help. And so, just when Fievel needed him most, Tiger arrived in Green River. "Tiger, am I ever glad to see you," said Fievel. The little mouse paced back and forth, explaining everything that had happened. Tiger nodded. He was ready to help, even if it meant being a dog. So Wiley, Fievel, and Tiger hurried away to an empty old barn to practice. "You want to act like a dog?" Wiley asked Tiger. "Then you've got to think like a dog till you smell like a dog." With Fievel there to help, Tiger learned how to pant and scratch and fetch and bark and fight. All through the night and most of the next day, the three friends worked. Then Wiley gave Tiger a slingshot, and Fievel dressed him up like a dog. They were ready for a showdown. By the time Fievel and his friends got back to Green River, the outdoor theater was finished. The Mousewitzes and the other mice were filing into the bleacher seats for the opening ceremony. They couldn't tell that the stage was really a mousetrap. Then Waul lifted a pair of golden scissors. He was going to release the mousetrap. Quickly, Tiger fired his slingshot. The scissors clattered to the ground, right at the feet of the wily gang. Waul looked down at the scissors, then up at the wily gang. "Let's put these dogs through obedience school," he said with a sneer. A circle of cats closed in on Wiley, and suddenly all the other cats rushed over. But Tiger, Fievel, and Wiley stood their ground, bravely fighting paw to paw with the ferocious cats. All the mice ran from the stands. Now they could see that the stage was a mousetrap. Waul looked hungrily at the fleeing mice. "Freeze, you miserable vermin," he shouted. Meanwhile, Tiger was twirling each cat over his head. One by one, he sent them sprawling onto the stage. In minutes, Waul and his entire gang lay there in a daze. "All right, kid," said Wiley, turning to Fievel. "Let them rip." "Yes, sir, Mr. Burp." Fievel pulled the ribbon, and the mousetrap sprang into the empty stands. The cats on stage went flying. Up, 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 then down, down, down and into a mailbag hanging by the railroad tracks. Just then a train thundered past and picked up the bag full of cats. Waul and his gang were whisked away. The mice were saved. Fievel ran to his family and hugged them tight. Then he began to shout, "Hooray for Tiger! Hooray for Wiley Burp! Hooray for Fievel!" said Wiley, coming up behind him. "You're a hero, too." "Me," squeaked Fievel. "Yes, son," answered Wiley as he pinned a shiny gold star on the brave little mouse. "A real rootin' tootin' Western hero." The end.